We just have to go in, stay focused, play our game, play hard, and hopefully we'll come out victors.
Number 1 and undefeated Minneapolis North versus number 2 Mankato East. It's simple addition. 1 will play 2 for the chance to play for the 3A championship.
We know they're a very good team. We respect them a lot, but we really want to come out tough. And I don't know, we want to give them some run for their money. You know, we can't just let them have it.
And so here we are. As Andy said, number 1 against number 2. Let's meet the teams. Here's public address announcer David Giles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Williams Arena and to the 23rd annual Minnesota State High School Girls Basketball Tournament. This Class 3A semifinal features the Section 2 champion, the Cougars from Mankato East High School, and the Section 5 champion, the Lady Polars from Minneapolis North High School. We'll begin the introductions with the cheerleading squads from both schools. First, let's meet the Mankato East cheerleaders. Mandy Tashney, Nikki Herman, Jody Hancock, Erica Kruger, Mark Peterson, Kelly Kaitola, Andy Swanson, Jessica Karstens, Stacy Doust, Melissa Hageman, Carrie Vogelsang, and Chomper the mascot, Terry Hawes. The Mankato East cheerleaders. Now let's meet the Minneapolis North cheerleaders. Anna Michelson, Joy Little, Nakisha Caldwell, Jasmine Smiley, Jocelyn Johnson, and Simone Lott. The Minneapolis North cheerleaders. Now let's meet the reserve players from both schools. First, the Mankato East reserves. 5'6" freshman guard, number 10, Amanda Huber. 5'6" sophomore guard, number 12, Abby Meyer. 5'7" junior forward, number 22, Maggie Miller. 5'8" freshman guard, number 24, Ty Reese. 5'9" freshman forward, number 30, Ellen Peterson. 5'6" 8th grade forward, number 32, Brianna Olson. 5'11" junior center, number 40, Kristen Statham. 6 foot sophomore center, number 44, Chris Harrington. And 5'11" sophomore center, number 54, Emily Vogel. Now let's meet the Minneapolis North reserves. 5'8" sophomore guard, number 3, Savannah Martins. 5'6" junior guard, number 11, Abby Reed. 5'10" junior forward, number 32, Demetrice Walker. 5'9" sophomore forward, number 34, Aaron Duffy. 6'1" junior center, number 40, Marquise Williams. 5'5" sophomore guard, number 42, Edna Zachary. 6'1" sophomore center, number 54, Tisa Thomas. And 5'11" senior forward and center, number 55, Jenny Dozak. Now let's meet the starting lineups for this semifinal game. They will be introduced alternately, starting with Mankato East. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 34, Chris Woolley. At forward for Minneapolis North, a 5'11" senior, number 22, Felicia Bell. At forward for the Cougars, a 5'8" junior, number 50, Bree Dauma. At forward for the Lady Polars, a 5'11" senior, number 30, Tamara Moore. At center for Mankato East, a 5'11" freshman, number 42, Kristen Kackelmeyer. At center for Minneapolis North, a 6' sophomore, number 23, Jill Kelvick. At guard for the Cougars, a 5'6" freshman, number 14, Briggs Rolfsrud. At guard for the Lady Polars, a 5'8" junior, number 15, Mauri Horton. At guard for Mankato East, a 5'8" senior, number 52, Jen Mitchell. At guard for Minneapolis North, a 5'6" sophomore, number 21, Tiara Medlock. The head coach of the Mankato East Cougars is Amy Hain. The head coach of the Minneapolis North Lady Polars is Faith Johnson. The officials for this Class 3A semifinal game are Paul Ray and Kelly McCrary. And now for the presentation of the sportsmanship message, please welcome from Mankato East, Chris Woolley, and from Minneapolis North, Jenny Dozak.
Good evening. Welcome to the Minnesota State High School Girls Basketball Tournament. We appreciate your attendance at this tournament and hope you enjoy it.
The Girls State Basketball Tournament is being played under the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules expect fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. As athletes, we ask that spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship, fair play, and respect for our opponents and the calls of the officials.
Well, you don't get to have number 1 against number 2 without some stars in this game, Janet.
That's right. We're going to be looking at 2 of the players to watch. First, Jen Mitchell, a guard from Mankato East, will be playing basketball at University of Nebraska, Omaha next year. Averages over 21 points a game. And Minneapolis North has more than 1 star, but the player that's probably the most talked about is Tamara Moore. She will be playing at University of Wisconsin Madison next year. She's got some great numbers also, 25 points a game as well as everything else.
Here are your lineups: Rolfsrud and Dauma, Mitchell and Kackelmeyer and Woolley for East, Moore, Bell, Kelvick, Horton, and Medlock. North controls the tip. The Polars are the home team. They're in blue, trimmed in white. Mankato East, the away team on the board, and right off the bat, Felicia Bell for 3-0 North. Mankato East in gold, trimmed with black and white. The key, how does East handle the press? Pretty well that time. Gotta convert those, though. Kristen Kackelmeyer missed. The Polars won't give you much leeway, will they?
That's really true. The pressure is what everybody talks about with Minneapolis North, how relentless it is.
Kalvik inside, 2 shots, 5 points. Minneapolis North humming early. Tough pass, almost stolen by Moore. Mitchell pull up, got it. 5-2. This will be a high-scoring one if the stats are any indication. North averages over 84 a game. Foul on the floor. It's on Bree Dama, 5'8" junior, her first of the game. You know, there's so much to talk about in this game, Janet. You know, the boys team at North is going for a 4-peat, but the girls have kind of created an aura about them like North did. They are the team in their class. Moore for 3. No. The rebound, Woolley.
Well, they really have a lot of talent. Besides Tamara Moore, they've got players that can all score, and the intensity with which they've been playing, and the fact that they've been beating people by over 50 points a game on average really has turned a few heads. They also have a score to settle. They lost the state championship game to Alexandria last year after being ahead. In fact, that young lady right there came out gangbusters in last year's championship game. She had 17 points in the first 9 minutes and then did not score for the rest of the game. North, of course, lost to Alexandria, and they don't want that to happen again.
Tamara Moore to the line. The foul was on Woolley, and it's 6-2. You're watching the 1998 Associated Press State Player of the Year in Tamara Moore. 2 of 2 from the line. What can you say about her statistics? 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 steals, 3 blocks per game. All of that. Good defense. The Polars turn it around. Getting it off the turnover. Mauri Horton will inbound. We talked about the coaching experience, too, in the first game. 42 years between the two coaches. This one, 5 years. Faith Johnson in her 3rd year at North. Amy Hain, just her 2nd year. But whatever it takes, they're both here.
That's right. Faith Johnson was a coach that worked alongside of Ray Finley at Blake for quite a few years before taking over this North program. Amy Hain, I think people might remember her as Amy Swanson, who also played for Mankato East. Sister Angie also plays at Mankato State.
A lot of contact. They're calling it pretty loose right now. Turnover. They're letting them play early. So this time, it's the Cougars forcing the turnover. It's 7-2. North with the early lead. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell and Woolley, volleyball players as well. All state volleyball players. There's Woolley. That's a 3. In and out. They're getting good shots. They're not hitting them. Tamara Moore outside the 3-point line. Cross court, Felicia Bell. And it's 10-2 North.
We saw Felicia Bell last year, and everybody should know that she's left open. She's going to drain it.
Mitchell, quick shot. That was partially blocked by Jill Kalvik, who is out on the break. Oh, she got the roll, and it is a 10-point game.
Mankato East should try to look for somebody in the middle.
Well, the East is not hesitating. Woolley gets the 3. And it's back down to 7. 12-5. You mentioned Faith Johnson's background with Blake. She was Ray Finley's right hand on that 94 champion. Moore for 3. Rimming off. 2 shots that possession. They can't score. Here come the Cougars on the break. They're running. Woolley for 3. Back of the rim. 1 shot. Sierra Metlack gets the rebound and brings it up to Mauri Horton. Horton averaging more than 18 a game. And she's a junior. You'll see her again next year. Moore posting up. Spin move. In and out. Well, the Cougars hanging around here early. Mitchell all the way. And it's a blocking foul. Tough call there. Could have gone either way. It's on Tamara Moore, her first. Mitchell to the line.
Let's take a look here. Mitchell taking it in hard. Well, Moore kind of sliding over and shifting her weight. You got to really be stationary. I think it was a good call.
Good call. I agree. We got a timeout on the floor. Minneapolis North with a 7-point lead. If you're Amy Hain, what do you tell your team here? We played about 4 minutes.
Well, they really haven't had a lot of trouble with the press, but I think they just need to try to look to get better shots once they get the ball up court. They also don't have anybody in the middle to really break the press. But once they break it, I think they should need to be a little more aggressive in attacking the basket. Amy Hain has a couple of freshmen, young team. Kristen Kackelmeyer, just a freshman. Briggs Ralsford, just a freshman also. This young lady is the senior leader, though, Jen Mitchell.
She's got 3 points. You mentioned earlier, she's averaging just under 22 points a game. Over 1,400 career points. Now we'll take a TV timeout. It's a 5-point lead for the Polars. The Polars are tough, but they also get the bounces here.
There's Mauri Horton taking it on the run. Ahead to Kalvik. And finally it drops.
Then on the Mankato East side, they go long distance.
And that's Chris Woolley just pulling up, stopping and popping. Chris Woolley, a 4-year starter with a big 3-pointer.
Well, both teams not afraid to hoist them up from downtown. Minneapolis North 40% from there. The Cougars 33%. Here comes Tamara Moore, Player of the Year in the metro area and the state, all the way.
She's the kind of player who will do whatever it takes to win. Sometimes she knows she's needed to score. Sometimes just to be a team player and do. Hello. Oh, hi, Felicia.
Got a little rebound there.
We're in her lap.
Felicia Bell coming right at us. We're at midcourt now. Mankato East inbounding. 7-point lead, a football score, 14-7. Woolley, no. Fight for the rebound. It goes to Kackelmeyer, and she draws the foul. It'll go on Mauri Horton.
Well, Mauri Horton, number 15 for North, is a point guard. But she thinks about rebounding when she's on the defensive end and comes up with quite a few. That time, called with a push.
First foul on Horton. Mitchell and Woolley, the all-state volleyball players. Woolley has over 1,300 career points. Mitchell over 1,400. That ball was deflected. Calvin comes out of there with it. Tierra Medlock. The Polars waste no time. Moore wants to post up Woolley. She'll go to the line, draws the foul. That's 2 on Chris Woolley.
Well, I'm surprised that Mankato East would allow Woolley to play behind Tamara Moore, and I'm not sure what her instructions are, but a player of Tamara Moore's talent cannot be allowed to just post up and get the ball wide open down on the block, because she's gonna hurt you real bad one way or the other if she gets the ball down there. I think Mankato East has got to think about fronting her, putting more pressure on the guard to prevent her from getting the ball. Tough thing about defending North, though, is that they have so many weapons.
Perfect from the line there. 6 points for Tamara Moore, and it's back to a 9-point lead. Mankato East not playing badly, but they're still down 9. Mitchell. Up court, Kackelmeyer. That ball was blocked by Tamara Moore. She averages 3 blocks a game. Inbounds, Kackelmeyer underneath. Woolley drives, and she's fouled that time. So it'll be Woolley going to the line. The foul is on Jill Kalvik. That is her first.
I'm not sure how Kackelmeyer was able to get that pass over to her teammate Woolley, but once she got it, she took the basketball to the basket hard and drew the foul. She will attend Mankato State next year to play volleyball.
This is Mankato East's 7th state tournament this year. They're the Big 9 champions. It is now 16-8.
Chris Woolley's dad is the assistant coach on the Mankato East bench, Steve Woolley.
Good free throw shooting by both teams. The Polars looking good. They're up 7. Minneapolis North leading by 7 here in the first quarter. They're doing with lots of different people. Tamara Moore leading the way with 6, but Felicia Bell also has 6 on 2 3-pointers. The winner of this number 1, number 2 matchup plays Chaska. 17-9 Chaska in the championship game. They'll play at 7 Saturday night.
Mankato East with a little bit of pressure too. They haven't come up with any steals. It's been more of a token pressure. North not having any trouble. There's Mauri Horton.
A long 2, and the lead is back up to 9. 2 for Mauri Horton. Tacklemeyer thinks about it. Tamara Moore making another good defensive play. It'll stay on the Cougars' end.
Tacklemeyer really has a bright future, just a freshman. She needs to look at the basket and make a decision a little bit more quickly, not be tentative against this North team.
Inside Woolley. Some contact. Moore looked like she might have fouled her, but this time it'll be a foul on Bell. You talk about the youth on Mankato East. Woolley and Mitchell are the seniors, but there are 2 freshmen, Tacklemeyer and Briggs Rolfsrud, in that lineup, along with the junior Bree Doma. First foul on Felicia Bell. Mauri Horton all over Jen Mitchell. Good defense. Almost stolen. There's Woolley up by 3-point land. No good. Tacklemeyer inside. Bell got a block that time. Loose ball. It goes to the Polars. They are relentless on defense.
They really make you work for everything.
Again, Mankato East not playing that badly, but they're still down 9 because of the way the Polars are playing. Tacklemeyer, the freshman, guarding the player of the year. Kalvik posts up. She's just a sophomore. We saw her in last year's championship game. She did a pretty good job against Sarah Ekdahl. Even though Alexandria won, Kalvik came in.
Yeah, she sure did.
I remember that because I thought a freshman, and she came in and she did a pretty good job against the Cardinals.
Yep, and Ekdahl was a senior with a lot of experience.
You have to believe that however this game turns out, Kristen Tacklemeyer will benefit the same way from Mankato East, getting a chance to cover a senior like Tamara Moore. Mitchell gets through, over to Woolley. Not much room for any shot here, even outside. Tacklemeyer. I'm sorry, that's number 44. That's Chris Harrington in the game. 44 in gold, Chris Harrington. Bree Doma came out. Medlock drives and scores, and now it's a 13-point game.
One-on-one, I'm not sure if East can stay in this man-to-man defense. Jeff, they've really had trouble with some of the matchups.
Look at the diving hustle by Medlock. North all over the floor. Tacklemeyer swatted by Moore. That time Medlock made the foul. Now they're calling a lot of contact, but North is active.
They are, and they're going for a lot of blocks here.
Lead is 13 with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. This is Briggs Rolfsrud, another freshman. You make it with 2 freshmen to the state tournament in the starting lineup. That's impressive. And then there's also an 8th grader. If you watch the introductions, Brianna Olson. 1 out of 2. Tacklemeyer stolen by Moore. Here comes the Moore on a bust out. Goes around Woolley.
It's fun to watch Moore in the open court. She's got quick feet, change direction, and handle the ball well.
8 for Moore. 3-pointer for Woolley. way to end a tough first quarter. Chris Woolley's second three, but it is the #1 ranked Polars, led by the player of the year, Tamara Moore, living up to their ranking after 8 minutes. Minneapolis North with an 11-point lead on the Menard scoreboard as we start the second quarter. North averages just over 84 a game. They're on a pace to score 96. We'll see what happens in the second quarter here. Mankato East can get on track. Woolley with 8 points, 6 on three-pointers. She had 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. They swing it. Rolfsrud walked.
North changing it up, 1-3-1 zone defense that time, really putting pressure on the wings. Mankato East has to recognize it and look to move the ball a little bit more quickly. Easy for me to say, I'm not out there trying to do it.
Tamara Moore and Chris Woolley, each with 8 leading scores in the game. Medlock drives baseline. Tiara Medlock. She has 4. And it's back to 13.
Medlock has a nice shot, too. You can't leave her alone. That's what makes it so difficult.
Ball last touch to Cougar. It'll be North ball.
Well, there you can see the story thus far. Mankato East just 3 for 17, actually getting more shots from the field at this point. North shooting extremely well, 10 for 14.
Medlock open for the 3 off the top of the backboard. Here comes Mitchell. Gets in. The ball was partially touched by Bell. Looked like Moore will get called for over the back. It's the second foul on Tamara Moore.
And that's one thing that could hurt North. I mean, a lot of people say, can anybody beat North? I think one way would be if not only her, but other players got in foul trouble. She needs to be careful here. It's the beginning of the second quarter. 6:40 to play, second quarter.
Nice play to Kakelmeyer off the inbounds. It's an 11-point lead. The freshman, Kakelmeyer, with her first 2.
Looks like a defensive change here for East, also switching out of that man-to-man defense and into a zone of some kind. Looks like a 2-1-2 possibly. They want to still put some pressure on the guards, though, because they don't want to sit back when they're behind by 11 points.
A lot of jump shooters, a lot of skill players out there for both teams. Not like our earlier game where we had some definite big center-type players. Moore's listed as a forward, but she can play inside and she can also shoot from outside. North will work the ball. That looked like it was on the line, but good hands by Mauri Horton. That looked like it was on the line there.
She walked the tightrope there.
She did it well. Mauri Horton, kind of the floor leader for the Polars.
She is a junior, and for her to get some college attention also as she pulls up for the 3-pointer.
14-point lead. And there's a steal. Medlock. It's up to 16 now. 31-15. Medlock with 6. Horton with 5. Timeout on the floor. Try as they might, the Cougars just find themselves deeper and deeper behind here. 31-15.
Well, North really keeps the pressure on. Here's Mauri Horton. That was a long 3-pointer. She casts from out there.
That was Eric Harris range. Both these teams in Class 3A, but they have defeated teams in 4A. I won't get on a soapbox about the class format, but when you see these teams handling the bigger classes, shows how good these teams are. North, of course, hasn't lost this year. That ball was blocked by Kalvik. She blocked Chris Harrington's shot. And here comes Felicia Bell. And it's up to 18. North has outscored East 9-2 in this quarter. Kackelmeyer fouled by Moore. Now that's the third on Moore. Does she come out here?
I think so.
Looks that way. We'll have a substitution. Demetrius Walker will replace Tamara Moore.
With an 18-point lead in the first half, you know, she'd be smarter to let the person have the layup than commit her third foul and have to be going to the bench at this point.
That might be what Faith Johnson's telling her. This is Kackelmeyer at the line. Bree Dama replaces Harrington in the Cougars lineup. Kackelmeyer with 3 points. She's got 4. And it's still North in command on the Menards scoreboard. The player of the year is on the bench, but North could be the team of the year in girls basketball because even with Tamara Moore on the bench, they're up 16.
Well, 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second quarter. Let's see if Mankato East can take advantage of having Tamara Moore on the bench.
Polars can run off of defense, but they also can set things up like they did earlier when Horton canned the 3. Medlock inside, and it's stuck. I've never seen that in person happen in a game.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. What happens is we go with the possession arrow. Now you can see Medlock splitting the defense. A lot of people wanted to travel, but that wasn't a travel. That was just a big jump stop. And the ball gets stuck. I've also seen it happen where on a free throw, the ball hits the back of the square and just bounces and sits upon that orange platform behind the basket. That's pretty funny to see happen.
I remember seeing a clip that we ran on our sports a few months ago in a high school game somewhere else in the country where the game was on the line. It was like a 1-point game and the ball got stuck. And the team, I think, lost the game because the ball was stuck up there and it wouldn't come down. So you can't count the free throw as going in because the ball was stuck between the rim and the glass.
Even with the possession arrow, that's why it's North's ball.
Walker. She replaces Moore and gets 2. 35-17, Minneapolis North. Don't forget, this is the #2 team in the state in their class that they're playing right now as the Cougars, Mitchell and Woolley, cross their signals. Now this shows how deep this team is when a player who's going to be at a Division I college next fall is on the bench and they're still executing well. Bell swings it to Walker. She'll drive. Pull up. Got it. Demetrius Walker with 4 off the bench.
Walker not even listed as one of the top subs on our informational sheets, but showing her talent. That's going to be a foul on Horton.
Her second.
Or Felicia Bell. No, it's Horton. I'm sorry.
Yep, you're right. 2 on Mauri Horton. You watch this team play, you wonder how Alexandria did it last year. I mean, granted, everyone was a year younger, but still, that was quite a comeback for the Cardinals to defeat this team.
It truly was. I had an opportunity to visit Alexandria and do some speaking up in their school district and meet with some of the girls that were on that basketball team, and it was truly a team effort. Coach Wendy Kohler and her staff did an outstanding job. And it was sheer heart and determination. And if you recall, it was a battle. It was a war out there.
Yeah, that was the most physical girls basketball game I've announced. I remember there wasn't much left on the floor there. Bell has 10 points. The Cardinals had more of an inside presence than the Cougars do. Here's Medlock on the steal and taking it all the way. It is a 23-point lead.
A 3-2 or a 1-2-2 zone here. So North giving Mankato East a lot of different looks defensively. Woolley with another three-pointer. That really helps. And still trail by 20, though.
3 threes for Woolley. Those are only field goals. Horton creates to Kalvik. In and out. Wouldn't take it. And she gets the over-the-back foul out of frustration. 2 fouls on Jill Kalvik. Missing the layup off a pass from Horton.
Beautiful pass from Horton. I'm sure Kalvik doesn't miss many of those, but every once in a while that happens, and it's frustrating. And then her effort to make amends, she committed the foul.
Tisa Thomas replaces Kalvik in the lineup.
Well, Chris Woolley, with her excellent shot, has given Mankato some hope with her three-pointers.
They just have a hard time setting up in the half court because of the defense. Woolley now. Give her 13 points.
Somehow East has to try to break down through that front line and look to capitalize and getting the ball into the middle a little bit more.
Well, we'll see what they come up with. They're down 18 on the Menard scoreboard.
Minneapolis North in control. They've scored 41 points on 17 for 24 shooting. That's 70% from the field. Unbelievable. How do you defeat that? Mankato East having some troubles on their end, shooting just 5 for 20. The ball is in Minneapolis North's hands right now.
Medlock over to Bell. Pass is intended for Thomas, the turnover. So it's an 18-point lead for North. I guess you work in increments and try to get it down to possibly 10, but they're still down 18. Mitchell thought about a 3. Here's Vogel, who's been really the only consistent offense. Kackelmeyer, she's done a good job drawing fouls, though, and she does again. Kristen Kackelmeyer, the freshman, averaging nearly 14 a game. She'll go to the line.
When the ball was out on the left wing, there were 3 blue shirts out there, which on one person, which tells you that somebody's open. And they did a nice job of seeing Kackelmeyer, and she recognized there was an opening to the basket and took it to the basket.
First foul on Demetrius Walker. Jill Dozak getting set to come in for the Polars. Good free throw shooting by both teams. It's a 16-point game. Kackelmeyer 2 for 2. Tisa Thomas out. Dozak in. She wears. I'm sorry. She wears number 55.
It's going to be a long climb back for Mankato East if they can do it. They've got to do a better job recognizing the defenses on the other end. Mauri Horton taking it to the basket again.
That was a tough shot. That's tough to stop. She drove the lane and got the opening.
Right through her legs.
No room for mistakes against this team. Felicia Bell wants the 3, but they won't get it to her. Now she's got it.
Felicia Bell, number 22, the good outside shooter. She's going to the University of Akron next year.
The Zips. The Akron Zips. Ball tipped. It'll stay with North. And from the North starting 5, here's a scary thought for next year. They return 3 starters, as does East, by the way. So I think both teams set for a while, even with the great players they're losing. Horton again.
You know, Horton averages over 18 points a game. She's as many as 26, so she has stepped up the scoring punch a little bit with her teammate Tamara Moore on the bench with 3 fouls.
She has 9 points. Damo works it over to Woolley. Back of the rim. Gets her own miss, though. Nice pass to Doma. Overlay. That was a nice play. Scramble. Possession arrow. It'll stay with Mankato East. Good hustle there. Well, we've had 2 close games. We had a pretty big lopsided win earlier for Cretin-Durham Hall. Mitchell, no. Doma gets the rebound. Another opportunity for Woolley. That's a 3 for Doma. Rebound, Bell. And just as East cut into the lead, North takes it back, and here's the final seconds of the first half. Horton for 3. Now that was Rex Chapman time.
I had a feeling she was going to take that shot. She has done a nice job this first half, though, controlling the ball with tempo.
That'll count if it goes. The Polars in command from the start. With a 20-point lead on the Jeep Eagle scoreboard. Tough situation for the Cougars here. They try to come back even with more on the bench with 3 fouls. Andy Skugman is standing by now. Andy?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much, Coach. Obviously not the way you wanted the first half to go. Just give me your assessment of it.
Well, you know, we were intimidated, and we talked about it before the game. We said we weren't going to be, but obviously we came out that way. Just very tight. You know, we were beating the press fine. We got the ball up the floor, but basically we're missing a lot of shots. We had Woolley was keeping us in the game with her outside shooting, and we backed down inside. And, you know, it's hard. You're going inside tough against them. They're blocking shots. We're going into them, but we're not getting anything. So we just got to pick it up a little in the second half.
What do you tell your girls in the locker room?
You know, keep your heads up. Keep working hard. Keep shooting the ball. It's going to go in. Take the ball to the hole. Create some contact inside.
Coach, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Amy Hain, head coach Mankato East, down by 20 to Minneapolis North after the first half. This is the 1998 Girls State High School Basketball Tournament live from Williams Arena. The Northland Ford halftime report is on its way.
The Northland Ford halftime report, brought to you by your Northland Ford dealers.
Well, the Polars show their power with a 20-point lead at halftime over Mankato East. Welcome back to Williams Arena, everybody. I'm Andy Skugman. This is the Northland Ford halftime report, and in case you missed the first half, if you weren't watching, just switch the channel over. Minneapolis North 27-0, looking for win number 28. They're definitely in control right now. How did the Polars do it? Here's how.
Tamara Mauri is North's star, but the senior forward's the first to tell you she's not the only Polar who shines.
I think that we have a lot of weapons on our team, and everybody has to watch out because somebody can do something different every game.
Every game has ended the same way this season for North, with celebration. The undefeated Polars pour in the points, nearly 84 a game. That's more than most college teams close to the pros. The Polars' pressure defense doubles the disaster for opponents. North outscored the competition by nearly 50 points a game. Truly a team effort, truly a team.
We love each other. I think we all care for each other, and we know each one of us can play basketball, and we love to play defense, and that's the key to win championships.
Alexandria wins the 3A championship.
But North lost last year's 3A championship 52-43. Top-ranked Polars were stunned by the loss, but stronger because of it.
The question I have is, why don't we do it last year? And I think that we had a strong team, but I think this team is way better, and I think we're real focused, and we're just ready to win.
Now, when we come back, we will talk to Wendy Kohler, the last coach to defeat the Minneapolis Polars. That's coming up in just a moment. This is the Northland Ford halftime report, coming to you live from Williams Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota. We'll be back with more in just a moment. The powerful Polars with a 20-point lead over Mankato East at halftime. Welcome back to Williams Arena, the Northland Ford halftime report. You know, the last game that Minneapolis North lost was last year's 3A title game, 52-43 to Alexandria, and I am joined by Alex coach Wendy Kohler. To talk a little bit about North, what do you think so far? I mean, this is a team, you are the last coach to beat this team. What do you think so far in the first half?
Well, North is very athletic. I mean, they just have so many weapons. And if you're going to play with North, you have to be very, very physical. And I think you need 3 perimeter players that can really handle the ball. And you can't be intimidated. I mean, on paper, they're supposed to win. And they were supposed to win last year as well. And the game's not played on paper. You have to get out there and get it done.
I know that you wanted to get back here and have another shot at North. You did beat them last year. How did your season end up? And I know you're not in the tournament, so I'm sure you're disappointed.
Well, we had a good season. Our kids ended up 20-5, and you know, they had a nice season, and they were looking forward to getting back here and hopefully having a chance to defend their title, but that didn't happen. And you know, we got to play them this summer in a Sweet 16 tournament, and it was a close ball game. It ended up to be about a 10-point game down the stretch, but you know, they're a very, very talented team. They've got a ton of weapons, and you know, I'm sure they're the heavy favorite down here, and they're looking pretty good here in the first half.
Coming within 10 points is good, considering North has beaten teams by, they average about 50 points a game. How good is this team when you look back in the history of girls basketball teams in this state? How good is North?
Well, they're very, very tough, and they're very intimidating. They're very quick. They're very well coached, and I think that they're one of the best teams that I've seen. I mean, they're a very fine team, and they play very unselfish, and they're very quick, and you know, I think that they're going to make Minnesota basketball look pretty good this year.
What about Alexandria? Are we going to see Alexandria back next year and the years to come, in the coming years?
Well, I think that our kids have set the tone, and they've set a standard, and I think they're excited about the standard that's been set in Alexandria. And there's a lot of good basketball teams out in outstate Minnesota, and we felt proud to be able to have a chance to represent outstate last year. And like I said, I think our kids have set a standard, and they're excited to maintain that standard.
Wendy, thanks for talking to us. We hope to see you in the coming years.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
All right, Wendy Kohler, the head coach of the defending Class 3A champions from Alexandria. We're back with more at Williams Arena in just a moment.
Like Rochester Mayo in years past, Minneapolis North is the dominant team in the state in girls basketball this season. They have a 20-point lead, 45-25. Wow, what can you say?
Well, they're as good in person as they are on paper.
They've done it with a variety of ways, and we're going to take a look at some early action. Defense becoming offense.
That's right. Here's a shot blocked by Jill Kalvik. Mauri Horton leading the break. Fires it up court to Felicia Bell. She gets bumped a little bit, but concentrates and uses the glass nicely. There weren't many bright spots for Mankato East. They really struggled in their shooting. I was watching them in the halftime here, and they're still having trouble even without anybody on them. I think they're a little bit, you know, just jittery from the pressure of Minneapolis North. But that was Chris Woolley, who did have a good first half.
And basketball essentially is putting the ball in the basket. Look at the shooting percentages. That is the story of the game. And keep in mind, that includes three-point shooting. Minneapolis North is shooting 84% to 12% from Mankato East from inside, from two-point range.
Two-point range, Mankato East 2 for 17. Minneapolis North 16 for 19.
I don't care who you're playing, even if you're playing the Timberwolves. Minneapolis North shooting 84% from two-point range. You're going to have a great chance.
There's really not much you can do if a team shoots that well.
I've never seen a shooting percentage higher than that in a quarter and a half, whenever. That's amazing. 16 for 19 from two-point range. Both teams are 3 for 8.
Tamara Moore is a player we talked about a lot in the first half, the AP Player of the Year. She is on the bench still. She is not starting the second half here because she has 3 fouls. Her teammates look like they're going to continue to roll on without her.
Alicia Bell with a 3. She has 13 to lead North. Moore with 8. Horton had 9. Medlock with 8. Great balance for the Polars. Woolley inside. She's got 16.
Woolley trying to come back and tell everybody, come on, you guys, we can do it. It's going to be tough, but there's a lot of time here.
That was Tisa Thomas missing the jumper. The Polars with some unfinished business. You heard Andy Scoopman talking with Alexandria coach Wendy Kohler, and the more you watch this team, you realize how much credit you must give Alexandria. And like Coach Kohler said, they were physical in that game. They took the game to them just as much as North did against Alex. And Mankato East, not a physical team. But a team that's 25-1. Mitchell with a three. And it's 48-30. 7 for Jen Mitchell. Don't forget, the Cougars come in 25-1. This is a good team. Conference champions in the Big Nine.
Only loss this season to Rochester John Marshall. That was way back in the 3rd game of the season.
And that's a 4A team. Foul on Felicia Bell. That's your second. She reached in on Woolley. Well, it's an 18-point lead, and here comes Tamara Moore. Faith Johnson has seen enough. That's not bad when you can bring the state player of the year in off the bench. She replaces Tiara Medlock.
You know, we've talked a lot about her, but this entire team has received national attention. They've ranked number 14 in USA Today polls, top 25 players this year.
Mitchell missing on the three. Good hustle there. Bree Dalma. There's Woolley and Mitchell. Mitchell pull up, back to the rim, but just can't hit the shots. Ball last touched by a Kohler. Substitution, Medlock, who was out for about 30 seconds, replaces Jill Calvin. Now this team in any class, 1A through 4A, I think would dominate. But now Mankato East turns it back over.
Well, those are the kinds of things that you just can't afford to have happen when you're behind by 20. It was 18. We could maybe cut it to 16 on that possession, but now they didn't even get a shot at the basket.
Medlock for three. You heard Amy Haynes say her team played intimidated. Hard not to be against a good team like this. Got to keep their daubers up.
Right idea. Keckelmeyer with a nice cut across the lane. Just couldn't handle the ball.
There's Mauri Horton. Another key stat right there from our crew as Moore draws the foul. Got 10-2 on turnovers. Between that and the shooting, that's a tall order to defeat this team. That is Bree Dalma's 3rd foul. Tamara Moore to the line. She has 8 points. Make it 9. Now the balance on this team is something. Both these teams with some good underclass players. 2 freshmen in the Cougars starting lineup. That was one of them on the rebound. Briggs Rolfsrud. She's got the ball. Keckelmeyer, the other freshman. I'm sorry, that's Jen Mitchell, but Keckelmeyer is in the game, the other freshman. Mitchell all the way. Shot was blocked. Well, we'll have a stoppage in play. Minneapolis North in control on the U.S. Bank scoreboard. Mankato East has won 23 in a row. You mentioned, Janet, their last loss came in the 3rd game. Rochester John Marshall, a 4A team in the Big Nine Conference. 45-38. Marshall defeated Mankato East, but they've won 23 in a row. Dalma missing the 3. Scramble for the ball. Great hustle by Mauri Horton, just diving to the floor. She's got it now. Tamara Moore. Tisa Thomas, no. 3rd shot, Horton. 11 for Horton. It was 20 at half. It's back to 21. Sophomore Chris Harrington getting set to check in for the Cougars. Woolley. There's a 3. 19 for Chris Woolley.
Well, she hasn't given up yet. They may trail by 18, but she is not giving up.
Good block by Keckelmeyer. And it's a foul on the floor. Kind of a late whistle, or else maybe the band kind of drowned it out. Kristen Kackelmeyer gets her first foul. Here comes Harrington replacing Bree Dauma. Well, 51-33, and Horton sets things up. Tamara Moore for three. No. Thomas rebound. No. Third shot. Moore. No. Who's down there with a rebound? Oh, tough contact there. A hard foul. Kackelmeyer, the freshman. Wow, she got physical there. Tisa Thomas reaches in for the foul, but 3 shots for the Polars.
But East was real fortunate that time not to give up 2 points.
There's Woolley with 19 of her team's 33. Jen Mitchell, other side for 3. Rebound inside, Harrington. Line violation. Ball went on the line on the inbound, so it'll be Cougars ball. Well, it's a 16-point game. You get it on the backside of 15, who knows? Just under 4 minutes left. There's a timeout on the floor. 51-35. Well, look, some life here in certainly the Cougars with a big following here. We'll be back with more. We'll see what the Cougars can do. The U.S. Bank scoreboard, Minneapolis North, they've never trailed. In fact, Mauri Horton hit a 3 just right off the opening tip. They've never trailed. It's down to 16, though, as Mankato East tries to creep closer to being down 10. Let's see what they do here. Big possession, actually, here for the Cougars' confidence. Mitchell, tough shot. That ball was deflected. Kackelmeyer inside. She's got 8 and is playing a good game.
Heads-up play by Kackelmeyer to catch that deflected ball and be able to control her body to put it back up and in. The lead is now 14.
Well, it's a missed shot, but Moore missed again, and it's a goal short. Harrington.
You're not going to see Tamara Moore miss many of those shots at that close a range, just a little bit off on the backboard.
Good point, Ken. The Cougars take advantage because you're right. She won't miss that one again. Woolley for 3. Rimming off. They needed that one. And now the Polars will bring it up. Bell missing. Ball went off of a Mankato East player, off of Mitchell. Good play by Medlock. Just another second shot here. Mankato East has actually outscored Minneapolis North 19-10 since the last 2:40 of the second quarter. Kalvik in and out. Well, if Mankato East could convert, the Polars are missing some easy ones.
Oh, they really have had some nice looks at the basket. You're not going to get many shots like the one that Jill Kalvik just missed, but this keeps the door open for Mankato East.
Mitchell hits. She's in her rhythm on that one. Well, it's still 12 points, folks, but 12 points down to Minneapolis North is like a tie game to most teams. Coming up on 2 minutes. The patience shown by the Polars. They can run, they can also do the half court. What a block! Chris Woolley on Horton. Woolley all the way. Hard foul by Kalvik. Chris Woolley excited, going to the line.
Well, she has been playing inspired. And watching her inspire her teammates is really fun. Jen Mitchell actually has a smile on her face right now, and even though you're trailing, it's kind of nice to see. Mauri Horton going in for the shot there. There's Woolley with the block from behind that led to the opportunity right here. She will shoot 2 after this timeout break.
We'll keep it here. You saw the enthusiasm from Woolley. Give credit to the Cougars. You saw the statistic, a 14-3 run in the last 5 minutes. I don't care how long a time that is. To do that against North, you're seeing the heart of a very good team come out here. There's Chris Woolley. She'll go to the line when we resume. She has 19 points. Hello. Sorry. You do a bunch of these games in a day, that's going to happen. Good game for Chris Woolley.
Well, she's really a scorer. She has over 1,300 career points, probably closer to 1,400 right now, and has made 164 three-pointers. She can bring her team to within 10. She can make these.
It's an 11-point game. The closest game Minneapolis North has played was against Minnehaha Academy. The final was 53-41. That's 12 points. It is down to 10. It is a 16-3 run. This game looked like it was in the refrigerator at halftime. Felicia Bell is wide open.
And North, you know, being a little bit, I don't know if I'd say tentative, but that really helps. Felicia Bell.
The lead goes back up to 13. You could tell she was sizing it up there. 16 for Felicia Bell, and that's a big one right there. Here's Woolley. Jen Mitchell driving on Bell. She'll take it. Blocking foul. It's on Felicia Bell. That's her third. So the aggressiveness that Amy Haynes said her team was lacking is coming out in the third quarter.
She must have given them quite a halftime speech. I wish I could have heard it. She did talk about telling them not to be, or just to keep their head up, not to get down. They sure have played inspired.
Wow, how did Horton come out of there with the ball? Oh, the spin!
Wow, that's all I can say.
Great hustle by both teams on the Mankato East end. Horton came out of there and was off to the races with the spin move. Mauri Horton with 13 points. And it's back up to 15. It was 10. Reed Doma, back of the rim. Woolley with a rebound. Under a minute, third quarter. Mitchell drives hard. Score! 11 for Jen Mitchell. And it's a 13-point game.
This Mankato East change to go to this 1-2-2 zone, I think has been really helpful. They just couldn't play man in the first half. They've been able to at least make North work a little harder for their shots.
Medlock, that's a two, a long two.
And the great shooting speeding up again.
I'm impressed by the flexibility that North shows. They can run fast breaks. They can also hit jump shots in the half-court game. Tough shot there, Kacklemeyer missing. The final 10 seconds of the third quarter as North will wind it down. Mauri Horton, behind the back dribble. Better shoot it. They won't get a shot. Well, North leads by 15, but the Cougars show some heart and change the game. It's 58-43 after 24 minutes. Well, you can rave about Minneapolis North, but do the same about number 2, Mankato East. They outscore North 18-13 in the third. It was down to 10. It's back up to 15.
Well, and North coming out with a different defense again. They're in a 1-3-1. They've got Tamara Moore at the point of that defense, and with her size, that can cause some problems. Let's see how Mankato East does against that change.
Now the Cougars are aggressive, but Mitchell's shot rolls off, and the loose ball will go to the Polars.
The one thing Amy Haynes should probably tell her team, and she probably already has, is that if you watch Tamara Moore, number 30, defensively, she's got 3 fouls, and she's really been just backing down. If anybody takes the ball right at her, she is not going for any blocks or anything.
That's a good point.
And they really haven't taken advantage of that fact. Kacklemeyer looked a little tentative. I'd just take the ball right at Moore and challenge her.
Demetrius Walker missed inside and probably got a foul out of frustration more than anything else. That's her first foul. Second foul, I'm sorry, on Demetrius Walker.
Fourth team foul for North. Mankato East has 5th team foul for North.
Kakelmeyer in the paint, got it. The freshman, Kristen Kakelmeyer with 10.
That's what I was talking about. Get the ball and take it to the basket.
It is a 13-point game. There's more outside. Horton calling the shots. Medlock. Oh, nice block by Kakelmeyer. She doesn't play like a freshman.
No, she's played a lot of basketball, very experienced, a lot of poise and confidence for her age.
That makes you think twice about taking those. Abby Reed, number 11 in blue for the Polars. Foul there on Mitchell. That's her first as she tried to make the steal from Horton. Abby Reed replaces Tiara Medlock. Mauri Horton will set it up. Some players have been in foul trouble for the Polars, but Horton has been the constant. Moore drives, no good. Moore fighting for a shot, gets it, and the foul. Aggressiveness there. I thought she almost was going to get called for a foul. She gets the basket and draws one.
I agree. If she went after that ball hard, definitely was fouled on that shot, but it looked like she might have even pushed to get that offensive rebounding position.
Now Woolley got her third. It's a three-point play. Like you said, when you're aggressive, you get rewarded for being aggressive, and I think that's what happens when you initiate things. The Polars, with their energy, and here comes off the bad pass. Here comes Moore all the way. Tamara Moore with 14. And just like that, it is an 18-point lead. North playing aggressive as Horton draws their third foul. Timeout on the floor. Minneapolis North maintaining control here.
Well, Faith Johnson, the head coach of Minneapolis North, has to be happy with the balance on her team. Tamara Moore, 14 points. Felicia Bell, 18 points. Mauri Horton, 13 points. And Tiara Medlock, 10 points. That's how you win state championships. Balanced scoring. Ouch.
Mitchell hit the deck hard. Got called for the travel. Just one of those things. You get so worn down trying to make a comeback. They got it down to 10. The break's not falling their way, and Minneapolis North has a lot to do with that. The Lady Polars up 18 here, and they've been tested, and they're still up 18.
And they've really only, played 6 players, so I think at this point they probably are starting to wear down a little bit too.
Tamara Moore, crossover dribble, had it stripped by Woolley. It'll go to the Cougars. Tamara Moore will not play for Minnesota, but she'll stay in the Big Ten. She'll be a Wisconsin Badger along with Tartan's Jessie Stomsky. Here's Woolley. Kakelmeyer has it taken away by Moore. Got to take care of the ball. This team makes you pay. My dream matchup, I think. I would have loved to have seen this team play against the Millers of recent teams of recent memory.
That would have been really fun.
The Rochester Mayo team. That's a 4 turnovers the entire game. I think there's some teams again at the higher level would love that. Mitchell, that was a 3-point opportunity. Horton got a piece of the ball. There's a foul underneath against the Polars.
Well, they're tied for fewest turnovers in a game then, which is a state tournament record. And you know what team holds that record? New York Mills.
I was wondering. You pulled that one.
That's probably 18 years old.
That's a great
19
record.
19 years old.
It's probably not as glamorous a one when they look at points, but it shows how good a team is.
We were a high-powered offensive team, but we had four turnovers in a game, 15 turnovers in a 3-game tournament, fewest turnovers in the tournament also. Those records will probably last for a while.
John Wooden type basketball, efficient.
He would have been proud.
Woolley hit the floor hard. That Briggs Rolfsrud, the freshman at the line, making 1 of 2. Rebound Moore. She went to the floor. I don't know if that was so much a foul as Moore hitting the deck hard, being aggressive. But let's see if she's okay. Moore walking, she's a little shaken up, but she'll continue to play. Briggs Rolfsrud comes out. Bree Doma's in the game. Chris Harrington comes in, number 44 in gold. 63-46. Savannah Martins, number 3 in blue for North. She's in there, as is Demetris Walker.
Demetris Walker coming in the first half with 2 field goals. And she replaced Tamara Moore. Some nice play from her. And North just going to be content to work the time down a little bit. Doesn't mean they're going to stop shooting and scoring. Tamara Moore, a nice looking jump shot.
And now she's got 16. Back up to a 19-point game. Look at the active hands. Steal. Felicia Bell stripped the ball. Horton diving. She got called for the travel before she could call a timeout.
She almost did it. That was a nice try.
The Polars look to be headed to the championship game for the 2nd year in a row. Mauri, Horton, and the Polars leading 65-46. Mankato East got it down to 10 in the 3rd quarter. Demetris Walker with a steal. It just seems like there's about 8 Polars on the floor. They're so active.
That's really true.
Minneapolis North trying to do something only a few teams have done over the years. Win a state title and do it undefeated. No one has defeated them. Only one team's come as close as 12 points to winning against them this season. Tamara Moore, crossover dribble. I think she wants to go one-on-one here, but North taking more time off the clock. You don't need any more points, really. It's a 19-point game with just under 3 to go. Alicia Bell.
I think East should be proud of that they were able to muster that rally that pulled them within 10 points against probably the best team in the state this year.
Tamara Moore with 2 more. She's got 18. Woolley for 3. She is your leading scorer in this game. 24 for Chris Woolley. Just about half the points, 24-49. Mauri Horton comes back. 15 for number 15. As we get ready for the final 2 minutes, timeout called. Amy Hain and the Cougars will talk about it. Back with the final 2 minutes after this. Well, it'll be the Polars in the championship game. Mauri Horton doing the job.
She really has had quite the game today. Making good decisions, seeming to know when she should shoot and when she should just set up other people. A lot of defensive intensity as well.
Bree Dauma with her first basket. She has 2 points. Mankato East will play in the third place game. They'll play New Prague as North turns it over.
Mankato East, number 30, Peterson is in the game.
Yes, turnover number 5.
Our record is safe.
Yes.
Another year.
Yep.
Maybe another game.
That is really an impressive record, though, in 32 minutes of basketball. In 1 turnover a quarter. Three-pointer for Jen Mitchell. I was saying before that even though Mankato East will play in the third place game, this is their first and only game this season here at Williams Arena. They'll play next door in the third place game, so it's kind of a special time for some of the seniors. Substitutions now in the game. Ellen Peterson, number 30 in gold. 24, Ty Reese. Tamara Moore still in there, so is Horton and Bell, along with Medlock, the 4 who really make the Polars go. Joe Calvitt kind of does the intangibles. Well, as we look ahead a little bit, what will Chaska have to do? A Cinderella against an overwhelming favorite. 17-9 against 28-0. What a contrast.
Tamara Moore showing her ball handling ability. I'd look for her to play probably an off guard or else even a number 3 player at Wisconsin. She can do a little bit of both inside and out.
As we look at that game tomorrow night, I see the Chaska players down near the north bench. They must have been watching, trying to get a taste of what they'll see tomorrow night. I would think Saturday night, when you're an overwhelming underdog, does it make you a lot looser as if you have nothing to lose? Because no one will, let's be realistic, will be expecting Chaska to come close to this team. I mean, does that make you loose or does that make you tight because North's such a good team?
I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think you've got to play like you have nothing to lose. But again, what I think a lot of people do is get intimidated by North. And again, they are such an outstanding team. And if you've never played a team with that kind of defensive pressure and intensity, you probably have reason to be intimidated. But if you get behind in double digits early, you're going to have a long road back, and I think that's what most teams have found.
You got a glimpse of the Chaska Hawks who are now leaving Williams Arena. Their shirts say Hardcore Hawks. Well, they'll have to be into that game Saturday night. That'll be our 7 o'clock game on Championship Saturday. There's Horton, keeps it. The other thing is how because they hustle so much, North, they initiate contact. Very physical team as well as a fast breaking team. Here's Moore. 20 seconds left. And I'll just work the clock down here. 5 seconds. Turnover. So Mankato East will get another possession. Faith Johnson headed to the championship game for the 2nd year in a row. Jen Mitchell going all the way. Too much. Ball goes to the Polars with 9.5 left. Congratulations to Mankato East on their season. Just their 2nd loss. 23-game winning streak headed into the championship, this game, I'm sorry. But it will be the Polars. They'll play Chaska Saturday night.
Mankato East will play New Prague for the 3rd place game.
That game is at the Sports Pavilion next door. That'll be 5 o'clock Saturday. 5 o'clock Saturday if you are interested in seeing the New Prague Mankato East game if you're from either school. Well, there was a little suspense in this one. In the 3rd quarter, Mankato East made that run. and got it down to 10, but they could not get the lead down to single digits.
With the victory, Minneapolis North will play for the Class AAA state.
Minneapolis North keeps their undefeated season going. They are one game away from a perfect season.
Saturday evening at 7 o'clock here at Williams Arena. Chaska and Minneapolis North.
Let's go to Andy Skugman right now.
Jeff, thanks. So many stars for Minneapolis North. I'm with Felicia Bell. And they came out in the third quarter and kind of scared you, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. But we knew we had to keep playing hard, and we did. We stuck with it, though.
Tell me about this team losing last year in the championship game. That kind of motivates you to get back and win.
Yeah, we watched the Alexandria game over again today, and we were in there, and we were like, oh, we can't do that again. We came out, and we wanted it, and we did it.
It's Chaska now. What do you know about Chaska?
We don't know anything. We know we're going to play hard, though. We're going to give it our all.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, that's Felicia Bell. North on its way to its second championship game in 2 years. This is the 1998 Girls State High School Basketball Tournament live from Williams Arena. We're back in a moment.
After scoring 24 points in the first quarter, Minneapolis North scores just 24 points in the entire second half, but it is still more than enough to defeat the number 2 ranked Mankato East Cougars 69-54. Faith Johnson and the Lady Polars go to the championship game for the second straight year. With Janet Karvonen, I'm Jeff Grayson back here at Williams Arena. Just a balanced team effort, work to perfection for the Polars.
What can you say? They have so many different weapons, and they play a great defense and a variety of defenses that really keep their opponents off guard.
Your Chevrolet dealer's play of the game is defense turning into offense, just as you were saying.
Well, it was physical out there tonight, and here's the one play where a couple players went down, and somehow Mauri Horton got the ball and came up with it. But this is what we like, this nice spin move as our play of the game.
And speaking of Mauri Horton, she is our American Dairy Association's player of the game. Mauri Horton, we could have picked one of a handful of Lady Polars, but Mauri Horton is our player of the game, the American Dairy Association's player of the game. Mauri Horton will receive a certificate and donation sent to Minneapolis North High School on her behalf from your local dairy farmers who ask, got milk. Good statistics for Mauri Horton, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. She also had a 3-pointer and even made 2 steals.
She showed a lot of leadership with Tamara Moore going to the bench in the first half with the foul trouble. She really stepped it up and took over and showed why she's the quarterback of this team.
Mankato East showed lots of heart getting the lead down to 10, but then North slammed the door. We'll be back with more. Andy Skugman will take it from here.
Hey, the Chevy S10's a rugged partner for the way you live.